Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing something a little bit different than what I normally do. So I'm going to be doing my makeup while talking about books. It's sort of been something that I've wanted to try for a while because, well, not specifically the talking about books part, but talking about like something else while I do my makeup, because sometimes I just run out of stuff to talk about or it gets very random. So I'm just gonna show you guys the stuff that I'll be using first before we start the video. Before I start doing the actual makeup part. And then so the eyebrow pencil that I'll be using is the Maybelline Total Temptation. I don't know, I just call it an eyebrow pencil. And then the blush that I'm going to be using is the CoverGirl True Blend So Flushed. The eyeshadow palette I'll be using is the Profusion Spectrum palette. And this was supposed to be sort of like a mermaid or sea-inspired makeup look. So I'll probably primarily be using these three blue shades. And then the glitter that I use is just called Unicorn Snot. It's awesome. I love this stuff. The mascara that I use is the Maybelline Great Lash mascara. And then for the lipstick, I think it's just it called an Aromi, not totally sure how you would say that, liquid lipstick. So let's get started. So the first book that I want to talk about is the one that actually inspired this makeup look, which is City of Islands by Callie Wallace. And it's like a middle grade fantasy book about a girl named Mara who was, I don't really know how to do summaries very well, but I'm gonna try. So there's this girl named Mara, and she works for the Lady of the Tides, who's like this powerful, I don't know, ruler, I guess. And she goes out into the sea, and then one day when she's there, she finds a pile of bones out there. And then they're not normal bones. They're belong to strange hybrid type creatures. And so Mara has to try and find out what they are. So this is middle grade fiction. So that's not something that I guess typically read. I mean, sometimes I do. But more often than not, actually I was going to say more often than not I read YA, but I've actually been reading a wide variety of stuff. But first of all, I love the ocean themes, because I love the water, I love mermaids, I like mostly anything related to the ocean. So I like that aspect. I liked Mara as a character. She was very kind of spunky, I guess, and very determined, and yeah, I just thought she was interesting. There was also a couple of other side characters that I really liked. One of my favorite aspects of this book is how whimsical it feels. I don't know, it's almost like a fairy tale or something. And I love that element. Gosh, what else? I like the strange creatures element, and sort of how it's a little mysterious too. I wouldn't really call it a mystery, but it has I guess sort of elements of a mystery. So that one, it is middle grade fiction, so probably a lot of older teenagers or adults might not be interested in it, but I'd actually really recommend looking into it, even if you think you wouldn't be interested, because I thought it was really cool. I thought that the world building was really good. I thought that the characters were interesting. And it was just overall a really cool book idea. The concept is really cool. The eyeshadow that I'm using at the moment, by the way, is called Bermuda, and it's this shade over here. So I would definitely highly recommend that one, especially to anyone who loves the ocean, because that's such a big theme of that book, or who loves mermaids, or kind of folklore and fairy tale type things. So the next book that I want to talk about is called The Divide, which is really cool because the cover is actually divided, and it's about this boy named Felix, and he's like very intelligent, but he has this life-threatening illness, and when his parents take him on a trip to Costa Rica, he like suddenly disappears and ends up in like an alternate world where like things are basically like the opposite of how they are in our world. I'm going to be using the shade Peacock next for my eye makeup. I love this color. It's very bright, very, very pretty. So there was a lot of interesting things about this book. Again, like the world building was really great because like you get to see what this whole world would look like if it was like close to ours, but also like different from our world, because like humans are rare there, and like they have some of like the same, they have like unicorns. Well, they're called something different, I don't remember what it is at the moment, but they like have those, but like other things that seem normal in our world they don't have. So again, like the world building and the character creation was really good. I liked all of the main characters, especially like Ironclaw. He was, I don't remember what he was. He was like some type of creature. I'm going to be using the shade Nautical next. But I really liked him, and I liked his friendship with Felix, and I liked Bettany. Is that how you would say her name? I'm not sure. The names in this book are a little complicated. She's like, she's similar to Felix in some ways, but she's very different. And I like him because, I don't know, I like nerdy heroes, and he would definitely be included in that category because he's like super intelligent, super interested in science, you know, all that good stuff. I think I might have been like gone like a little too extreme on like the super dark color down here, but as a whole, I'm really liking it. So like, as I said, I really like oh, I think I forgot to mention the eyeliner that I'm using. It's the Hendayen. I'm not sure how you would say that. Eyeliner, but it has a lot of colors. The one I'm going to be using today is blue. So like, yeah, I don't know, I think like part of the reason that I like fantasy so much is because of like all the mythical creatures in it. So I really like that aspect. And like, again, like I like seeing other worlds, I guess, that are like very different from Earth. So, I don't know, I think that one's also middle grade. I've been reading like a lot of middle grade books lately. And I think probably like primarily kids, you know, like maybe 10 or 11 to 13 would like this book. But I mean, I enjoyed it, and I'm not in that age range, so I think you could be a little bit older and definitely enjoy this book. Because again, like, it's just fascinating. That's like the best way that I would describe it, at least for me. So I definitely highly recommend that one. And then the next book that I read is Bunny by Mona. I don't know how you would say her last name. Awad. I'm not sure how you would say it. I've actually been thinking of doing like a makeup look inspired by this cover because look at it, like pink with the neon yellow. I kind of almost feel like I have to. And it's about this girl, like young woman named Samantha who's in like a master's program at her college, and like all of the other girls in like her fiction writing group are like really strange. They just like all call each other Bunny, and it's like they all act the same and kind of like dress in similar ways, sort of like a cult or something. I might add some glitter to my forehead. I'm not sure if that's going too far. And then they like invite Samantha to hang out with them, and then a bunch of weird stuff happens. Like, this is genuinely, I think, one of the strangest books I have ever read. And I mean, I like that aspect because I like books that are like really weird, um like just very bizarre. I'm not even sure how I would classify it because like I like sort of keep my bookcase sorted by genre. So I'm like, okay, but like how would I even classify this? Is it like contemporary? Is it fantasy? Is it horror? Just so many different ways that you could like classify it as a book. It's a very unique story, and that's what I like about it, is that like it's not really something you've heard before. It's very unique. The characters are all interesting. The story is again like bizarre, but very like intriguing. At least I wanted to know what was going to happen next. And then it also has like this. I'm not gonna spoil it too much, but uh, weird experiments are a part of it, and I like that in fiction. Not in real life, but like I find it interesting in stories. And then there's just like not too much I can say about it without spoiling it. But I think that I think it's either going to be a book that you really like or that you really don't like. Because it's, like I said, a little bit different. But with that being said, I really enjoyed it and would definitely recommend if you like strange books. I was gonna put my glasses on, but then you can't see like the eye makeup as well, so I think I'm just gonna take it back off. And then the last book that I've like been reading recently, or like books that I got for Christmas, is Reflections on Healing by Rachel Oates, and it's a poetry collection. And I hadn't read too much poetry before this year. I read this one I really liked, and then there was another one called Poems to Live Your Life by I think it's Chris Riddell, and that was also really good. But this book I liked because there's like it's not a long book, but I like each of the poems in it. Like they all felt very emotional and very impactful, and it was like an interesting way to use words. My favorite one, hang on, I'm gonna try to find it. Just give me a second. Is called Repeating Cycles because it has like where you can, hang on, let me try to find it in the book so I can show it to you guys. But like whatever choice you make, it like corresponds to a different ending, which I thought was cool. There's another one called Spoilt that I also thought was really good. Just like Rachel has an interesting way of using words. And also, there's like a lot of photography in this book, which I think that's pretty great. But then again, I'm not a photographer, so I'm sure that all of you who are like would know more than me. But yeah, I thought it was a really good book. It was very, I don't know, like I'm not I don't think I'm like qualified enough to like be like to fully like critique poetry. Like I haven't read enough of it. I haven't written enough of it, but from what I've read, it seemed to be very good. So those are the books that I've read recently, and this is the finished makeup look. So let me know if you'd like more videos like these, or if any of these books sound interesting to you, or if you've read any of them, just anything, just let me know. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!